up everyone, welcome to Akuma's Arsenal, and today we're reviewing the Hamilton Khaki, Field Khaki. Yeah, this is a lovely watch. It's one of my favorites that Arne has lent me in this batch, and I wrote down a ton of stuff, kind of my thoughts about it. And what I did was this: I was actually in class, really boring. I was like half listening to the teacher, but I had my notebook out, I was like really paying attention to the watch, looking at the things on my wrist, really capturing the things that I noticed about it. And then we'll run down through the list. It's a 38mm size, which I love. I have a 38mm diver. I just reviewed the Alpinist, which is 38mm. For me, I have maybe a little bit over 6-inch wrists, and 38, 37, 36, it's like my perfect size. So 38, it also fits, a little bit bigger, and I think it's a well-respected size and can fit most people. Especially since, a lot of us, like to have the smaller watches, so that's beautiful. It has a stunning open display back. Oh my gosh. I've handled this movement plenty of times, but I've never seen it, and it's really lovely. It's not anything like the Seiko movements, where they're just like Seiko movements are just metal and maybe some black lines. Those are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but these ETAs, they do have a little bit more of an art in them. This Japanese movements that I've handled are very industrial. But I kind of appreciate that, the Swiss movement. It better be an art, because Swiss are one of the masters of watchmaking, so they better be making their movements look beautiful, which they do. Yeah, the ETA 2824 is manual wind and hacking, so that's pretty cool. And speaking of that, let's hear the manual wind. Ooh. I like the 2824 movement. It's really nice. It's a solid, decent movement. And here, check out I'll show you guys the hacking. Let's get the focus. Boop. Oh, didn't pull it out of the way, my bad. Yeah, as you can see there, it stops. Push back in and it goes. Beautiful. It's I'm rocking my chronograph right now, my Seiko SNDC81, and watching it stop like that just reminds me of this. Just reminds me of this. Come on, focus, little man. Oh, maybe that's the wrong side. There we go. Oh, never mind, it was going. But yeah, you see it going, right? This is a quartz. And kind of like hacking, you click it and it goes back and stops. Then whoop, starts ticking again. Yeah, I really like the hacking. It's really nice to have. Unfortunately, I don't really use it at all whatsoever. It's nice to have a very accurate timepiece, which a lot of you guys appreciate. And if my watch is off by 30 seconds, I don't really care. I usually set it like a minute or two ahead, so 30 seconds off is not a big deal to me. So, although hacking is cool, I don't ever use it. Oh, has a slightly domed mineral crystal, which I don't ever have to worry about it, hitting things or knocking things, or it's very slightly domed. It's not like those 50s. It's not 50s acrylic crystal that's popping out higher. It's where the crystal is thicker than the case dimensions. This one's real nice and thin. It's a sapphire crystal. It's a very comfortable bracelet, which I do really like. Actually, I was wearing it. Like I said, I was wearing it today, right? I just kind of missed my SNDC81, so I was like, you know what? I kind of missed you, my friend. My girl was borrowing it. Hey, my girl was borrowing my watch, and she likes it. Yeah, I was walking this at school, and it's really comfy. I've been wearing the Monster, and the Monster kind of is irritating, honestly, for my skin. It kind of pinches a little bit. We'll talk about that later when I review that one. But this bracelet is comfy, man. This is Arne's beater watch. So I'd say Almost every single time I've met up with Arne, he's wearing this. And Arne has a giant collection. He just loves his field khaki, and I can totally understand why. I was looking at a little bit of the history of Hamilton, and I think they were started in 1892. They supplied watches to the U.S. military. During World War II, they supplied watches. It didn't even, I think in World War II, I just read this on their website, so it could just be branding, marketing, but either way, most likely true. They supplied watches solely for the military during World War II, and that's crazy. You know, imagine a watch company now just stopping all civilian watch manufacturing and only selling watches to the military. That's crazy. And I think that the combination of its World War I heritage and its World War II heritage, you know, the field khaki, it's more than just, you know, your average field watch, because its predecessors were in battle. Its predecessors were stomping through the fields of, the fields of France, or, you know, landing on an invasion in Guadalcanal, or in World War I, not doing very much, but, you know, coming later in the war and, you know, sitting in the trenches. Which, you know, this new game came out with World War I, and it doesn't even have the French. It has the Americans, the British, and the Germans. Like, come on now, where are the French at? But anyway, besides that, you know, this watch, its family members have seen war, and it really does, you know, the military heritage of this watch is there. This dial is extremely legible. Of course, it's a field watch. As you guys can see, it's so legible. Look at those fat hands, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and the inner bezel that tells you the minutes. The second hand is real crisp and nice, and I like it has you know, the Hamilton. Just, you know, why doesn't Hamilton have like a cool brand image? You know, like Rolex has the crown, Omega has the U thing. I think that's what Omega has. You know, I wonder why some watch brands like Seiko and Hamilton, you know, they don't have a logo, they just spell their name out. But yeah, it has a signed crown, Hamilton on the front, and on the clasp it has Hamilton as well. You know, if you probably couldn't see any of that, so I'll make sure to edit some good shots in. You know, if you're rocking a Hamilton, you can be proud, man, because it's a well-built, well-executed Swiss watch. The brand, I don't know, screw the brand, blah 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 blah. The watch, it's a field watch, right? And what are field watches for? You know, military men who are in the field and they need to tell time. You know, they don't have time to, you know, check. Oh, well, what's the time again? Because, you know, maybe their mission says, okay, exactly at 8:14 you launch your attack. You can't be like checking your time. It takes you like 30 seconds to read the time. All I'm saying is it's super duper legible, and it makes sense because of its military heritage. I love this watch, man. You know, I'm a history nerd, and this watch, when I look at this, I see obviously its beautiful executed design, beautiful stunning size, extremely comfortable bracelet, signed Hamilton crown, manual wind DTA 2824 movement, open display back, which is absolutely stunning, extremely comfortable. This watch just screams, I'm useful, I'm practical, and I totally understand why Arne uses this as a speeder watch. Because now, most of us who watch videos on YouTube or are starting to get into watch videos on YouTube, most of us will wear a G-Shock when we ever get drafted. You know, speaking of that, I got my draft thing in the mail because I'm turning 18, right? And the war, I could be drafted at any time, right? If something happens, I could be drafted. And just imagine the men in the 40s who were drafted, had to go fight in a war. They were wearing Hamiltons, among other watches. And that's why I love this watch. Because I'm a history nerd, and this watch tells a story. Yeah, well, that's the video. I got really history nerdy up in here. It's a stunning watch, 38 millimeters. It has a really nice, beautiful red second-hand. It's a really nice watch, and Arne is a very lucky man to have owned this beautiful piece. Thanks for watching the video. Please like the video, comment. I would love to hear what you think about, Hamilton. What do you think about, the history of Hamilton? Anything you guys want to say, leave it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching the video, and Akuma out.